Let's come study the map of Russia and Ukrainian border, where we study the Russian army is advancing and where Russian military control and where Ukrainian counter attack. Let this line is where the Russian army is taking control, and some are point this one, this point and this point, where Ukrainian counter attacks why Putin wants to neutralize Ukraine. Since Ukraine achieved independence in 1991, as the Soviet Union collapsed, it has gradually veered toward the West, both the Eastern Union and NATO. Russia leader aimed to reverse that, seeing the fall of Soviet Union as disintegration of historical Russia. He has claimed Russian and Ukrainian are one people and denied Ukraine its long history. Ukraine never had stable tradition of genuine statehood, he asserted. It was his pressure on Ukraine pro-Russian leader Viktor Yanukovych on the signed deal with the European Union in 2013 that led to protests that ultimately ousted the Ukrainian president in February 2014. Russia then seized Ukraine's southern region of Crimea and triggered a separatist rebellion in the east and the war that claimed 14,000 lives. As he prepared to invade in February, he tore up unfulfilled 2015 Minsk peace deal and accused NATO of threatening our historic future as a nation, claiming without a foundation that NATO country wanted to bring war to Crimea. But what would Russia accept from the neutral Ukraine? Russia is considering a neutral, demilitarized Ukraine with its own army and navy, along the lines of Australia or Sweden, which are both Eastern Union member. Australia was neutral, is neutral, and will remain neutral in the future too, says Chancellor Karl Nehammer, even if it is the part of NATO Partnership for Peace. But Sweden is not neutral, it is not aligned, it has taken part in NATO exercise, and Swedes have actively discussed joining in the future. Now the question arises, is there a way to end this war? Both sides have made progress in negotiation, but the prospects of meeting involving the two presidents considered key by Kyiv to ending the hot phase of war appeared some way off. Ukraine has 3 crore demands: a ceasefire, security guarantee, and securing its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Russia troops would have to be withdrawn from Ukraine territory, and Kyiv will demand they return to pre-war position. Security guarantees would mean legally binding protection from allied countries that would actively prevent attack and, in the event of conflict, take an active part on the side of Ukraine. In other words, guaranteed protection would have to be backed up by parliament in the country, such as the US, UK, Turkey, Germany, and France. Ukraine has softened its stance on NATO, with President Zelensky says that Ukrainians now understand they will not be admitted as a member. It is the truth and it must be recognized. The issue of Ukraine neutrality and future security guarantees would require constitutional change and that could be achieved in a referendum in the matter of months, says Mr. Zelensky. But Russia also wants to Crimea recognized as the Russian and separatist held area recognized as independent. This issue will not be resolved before the withdrawal of Russian troops either, but when Ukraine and demand territory integrity that include these Russian held areas. The other core issues of Russia are disarmament of Ukraine, denazification, and having Russian recognized as the second language in Ukraine. For President Zelensky, the neither demilitarization nor denazification are on the table. I simply do not get these things. Russia's claim of Nazism are unfounded, and Ukraine's foreign minister Dmytro Kuleba has said bluntly, it's crazy, something not even they can explain what they are referring to. Ukraine president has said he is prepared to give Russia minority language status along with the language of other neighboring countries and does not see this as a major issue.